Hello everyone, I'm Kurt, and in today's video I'm going to share with you my 7-step system that has helped me double my savings as a CEO of an international language agency. I will also show you exactly how to do the same without any major lifestyle changes. So let's get started with step number 1. Prioritize paying off debt. When it comes to managing your finances, it's much more effective to start off by paying your debt first and then focus on saving. Here's why. Depositing money into a savings account is like lending that money to the bank, and the bank will lend it to others. In return, you will receive a small percentage on your savings, but it rarely compares to the interest the bank charges on that. The bank earns a lot of interest on those loans, while you just earn a small amount of percentage on your savings. For example, let's say you deposit $5,000 or pounds into a savings account with a 2% annual interest rate. You might earn $100 in interest over the year. But if you owe $5,000 on a personal loan at 15% interest, you'll be paying $750 in interest that same year. Despite earning some interest from your saving, in the big picture, you're still losing $650 to your loan. High interest debt accumulates way faster than the interest you make off your savings, which is why it's smarter to focus on eliminating high interest debt first. Once that's cleared, we can move on to step number 2 and use the need, want, future framework. This simple framework is a straightforward system that helps you understand, optimize, and break down your expenses into 3 categories. The first being need, which covers your essentials like rent, mortgage, transportation, utilities, and groceries. The second is want, which is for things you enjoy but you don't necessarily require, such as dining out, entertainment, shopping for clothes, or travel. Lastly, there's future, which includes anything that contributes to your financial future, such as savings, investments, and also retirement funds. To maximize this framework's potential, you need to assess how much you need, want, and plan to spend in each and every single category. For example, you might think that you spend $400 a month on entertainment, but after tracking your spending, you discover that you're actually spending $600. If your goal is to keep it at $200, then you can redirect that extra $200 into savings or investments. This framework helps you balance enjoying today with planning for tomorrow, making saving feel less like a sacrifice and more like a choice for a better future. However, since we're all humans, we're all susceptible to errors and impulses, and that is why step 3 is of utter importance. Pause before you buy. This is the financial equivalent of look before you leap. It's so easy to get swept up in the excitement and get caught up in the buzz when a new gadget or entertainment service hits the market. We often convince ourselves, and we also backwards rationalize, that we actually need the latest version, even though our current version works perfectly fine. This is the precise moment when you need to pause and ask yourself 2 crucial questions. The first is this a necessity? When you're working towards a major savings goal, like for example $5,000, you have to be strict about your voluntary spending. It's very easy for things you want suddenly feel like things you need, which will easily derail your progress. So before making a purchase, take a moment, take a step back, and reevaluate whether you truly need it. If the answer is no, then it's time to figure out what you can cut back on in order to stay on track. If you decide that it's a must-have, then ask yourself, how can I get it for less? This question is crucial because it helps you uncover smart savings. You are opening yourself up for a lot of options, for example, finding it on sale, using discount codes, or even exploring refurbished models. Whether you compare prices online, sign up for stores' loyalty programs, or buy during off-season, asking these 2 questions can help you save a lot more and, in turn, achieve your goals without compromising financial progress. And this smoothly leads us to step number 4, which is to simplify and automate your financial goals. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. As simple as this may sound, it's an inevitably crucial step if you want to double your savings. Breaking down your goal makes it much more realistic and reachable, therefore doubling your chances of achieving it. Start by taking your savings target and dividing it into smaller, manageable pieces with an attached timeline. For instance, let's say you're aiming to save $5,000 or pounds. Seeing that large number alone can feel quite overwhelming. But if you split it into monthly or even better weekly targets, it suddenly becomes less intimidating. Let's say you want to save $5,000 in 10 months. That means saving $500 per month, or about $125 per week. This feels much more attainable than thinking about the whole $5,000 all at once. Now, if you want to reach the same goal in 5 months, you'd need to save around $250 per week, or For an even quicker timeline of 2.5 months, you'd need to save about $500 weekly. Now that you've broken your planned savings down, it's time to automate your savings. Make sure to set up an automated transfer from your main account to a dedicated savings account. This way, you're automatically paying yourself each month. Automatically, you're steadily building up your savings without letting the money slip away on everyday expenses. If you ever feel too constrained after a couple of months, you can always adjust the transfer amount as needed, but at least you'll have already established a habit of consistent savings. One of the ways to simplify savings is to follow step number 5, which is the 50-30-20 budgeting optimization rule. The 50-30-20 rule divides your income into 3 categories: needs, which is a 50%, wants, which is 30%, and savings, 20%. The reason why this rule is considered to be a golden standard in order to double your savings is primarily because of its simple structure, which yields great results when managing finances and boosting savings. Needs cover the essential expenses such as housing, utilities, and groceries, and can be optimized by finding ways to reduce costs, such as opting for public transport over a car, buying groceries in bulk, or switching to more cost-effective utility providers. Wants, which include non-essential items like dining out and entertainment, can be trimmed to free up more savings. This might include limiting dining out to once a week, pausing unnecessary subscriptions, or seeking out free or low-cost activities for entertainment. For a significant impact, I would recommend substituting the wants allocation with the savings so that the savings are prioritized with a 30% rather than 20%. Savings focuses on building an emergency fund, retirement savings, and future goals. These can be enhanced by automating transfers to savings accounts, just like we discussed in step number 4, and reducing spending in the wants category. To stay on track, make sure you use budgeting apps like Wise Wallet or YNAB to monitor spending, and don't forget to set up the alerts. As you can see, the 50-30-20 rule is rather flexible, and by fine-tuning your allocations, you can significantly increase your savings and create a more secure financial future. Talking about fine-tuning, have you checked your subscription list lately? No? Then I think it's time to move on to step number 6, which is eliminate unnecessary subscriptions and services. These systems can quickly free up extra cash each month without sacrifice. Many people are unknowingly paying for subscriptions that add up over time. So now is the time for you to make a quick audit of your bank and credit card statement from the past few months. Categorize each subscription as essential, occasional, or unused, cutting out any that are no longer valuable. For services you want to keep, consider downgrading to a more affordable plan or try negotiating with the provider for a discount. Alternatively, you can adopt a one per category approach, such as keeping only one streaming service at a time and rotate periodically for variety without overspending. This will definitely help you double your savings over time. The last step acts as an adhesive to the previously mentioned steps. That is, focus on increasing your income. When it comes to saving more money, there are 3 main categories: reduce your expenses, optimize your spending, and increase your income. We've already discussed about cutting costs and optimizing spending, but the third and most impactful strategy is to focus on increasing your income. You can start a side hustle, freelance, negotiate a pay rise, look for higher paying jobs, or even declutter your home and sell unused items. While there is a limit on how much you can cut or optimize, your income potential is much more flexible, meaning you can always earn more. By focusing on increasing your earnings, you open up more room to save faster. So with a combination of all these strategies, you can easily boost your savings with a little extra effort. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next week.